Welcome back to Responsibly Unhinged. It's been a minute. It's your host, Kylie Kaiser.
And Quinn Collins.
Quinn, where the fuck have we been?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
And somehow nowhere all at once.
No, that's so true. Is that a movie?
I've known it, probably.
Everything, something, all at once. That is a thing,
Is that the movie Jennifer Lawrence is in?
I think. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. There is something
Everywhere all at once.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, I think the last time we filmed was July, and actually we had the lovely Courtney on, and now she's here behind the camera helping us out again, little angel that she is. Yeah, but we've been on a hiatus. We just were doing some studio changes, obviously.
Yeah,
we're still figuring that out, and bitches be broke sometimes. So podcasting not free. We just do it because we love you.
Yeah, not free.
Not free.
Well, studio spaces.
Yeah. So, and it's it takes a lot of time. You've been working a lot.
Working all the time.
Yeah. New job. I feel like it's always new episode, new job.
New episode. I've had this one though since we started since the last one. I probably will never. I have full benefit health insurance. So this one, they're not getting rid of me. So.
Yeah. We swapped because now I'm the one who in the time since we filmed, I got a new job, lost that job, and now I'm also unemployed. So, yeah, no health insurance. So if you're wondering where we've been, that's why.
Yeah.
But it is good to be back. What? Yeah, I feel like this summer was a blur. I was actually gone a lot of the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was traveling a lot. Did we do the episode since you did your Quinn and Friends? I know we were promoting it.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, when was that?
June.
Okay, so we did I think we had Courtney's since then. I don't know.
But Courtney was in town for my Quinn and Friends.
Yeah, and then she was here.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, maybe that's when we filmed yours, and I just put it out in July.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So she was here for that. I don't think we recapped it. It's been a while, but that was great.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Quinn's head
on Wellbutrin now.
She's Wellbutrin. How's that going?
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I
like helping.
Oh yeah. And it's nice to just be completely off stimulants for the first time since I was 15. I got my birth control taken out.
Yeah, we talked about that.
And I'm off stimulants.
Yeah. You got like more hair.
Way more hair. My hair's been growing like crazy.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm in psychosis.
Yeah.
I think also just being completely off stimulants for the first time, I guess, since I was like 19, really, has been like a huge...
Yeah, you're not on Adderall anymore.
No.
Okay. Yeah, because you went on a whole journey for that. I think we talked about process on here.
I had to go all the way to Tennessee just for it, and I'm like, oh, that's crackhead behavior.
Yeah, that's a lot. I'm not on any new drugs. I'm actually not on drugs at all. That's good.
That is good.
That's good. That's good news. No, yeah, I would love to be on Wellbutrin or something. Do you feel like, did you have any weird, like, transition period with it, or do you feel like it started helping you right away?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, this might sound stupid. I started taking it during my follicular phase.
Okay.
So just already kind of like on a high.
Yeah.
Like a natural hormonal high.
Yeah.
But I've liked it since. I've been on it almost a month.
Okay. Yeah.
And I've liked it. I've no appetite on it at all.
Yeah.
Didn't know that was a side effect. Don't love that because I love eating.
I feel like it affects everybody really differently. So
1,000%.
I have heard that before, but I've heard other people that like they eat a lot. So I guess it just depends.
Well, a lot of times when you are on Wellbutrin, they'll put you on like an additional kind of antidepressant, and I
that makes sense.
Vouched for no antidepressant.
Okay, fair. I have heard good things about it compared to Lexapro. I mean, some people love Lexapro, whatever SSRI you need.
I got diagnosed with OCD.
Did you?
Yeah, and they wanted to get me tested for bipolar type 2.
That's just your person.
And I gaslighted my way out of it.
Yeah.
Which might be into a bipolar type. Yeah. I don't think I'm a narcissist. No. That's like not really what that is, but
no.
It's more so me chronically wanting to kill myself. But
yeah, it's a little different.
But
narcissists love them too much for that.
I gaslit myself out of that evaluation.
Yeah, that's fair.
OCD makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But other than that, nothing. That's the mental health front, at least.
Yeah. You got a new car?
I did get a new car. I got an Audi Q5. Suck my dick.
Slay. I knew you just wanted to say it. That's yeah, that's fun.
There's just something about having all your windows down, smoking a Camel Crush in a sports car that makes you realize that maybe I'm on the right path.
Maybe life is worth living.
Life is worth
Wellbutrin and an Audi. Well, Audi or Audi?
I don't know.
Audi's like a belly button, but I feel like that's always how I thought it was said.
Well, okay, so when I got my Audi, I posted something about it on TikTok, and someone said Audis are for bitches that don't have innies. I think he's talking my vagina.
Oh, interesting. Well, is that also true?
I don't know. It's not really how I bought it, but I'm kind of flattered he thought
You didn't have to show them anything.
No one even asked to see my tits when I bought my Audi.
That's actually a shame.
They said this fine young man just bought his Audi in cash.
I love that. Yeah, your dad helped you with that process, right?
On Facebook Marketplace. I wasn't gonna go meet anybody on Facebook Marketplace myself.
Absolutely not. Yeah, Eugene the goat, always. I don't know what's going on. There's a bunch of random men in our house right now, and not in a fun way.
I don't think there's ever a fun way.
You know, we can't do this podcast not at a studio without something bizarre happening.
I thought Courtney was just eating a slab of steak for a second.
I wish.
I said, okay, carnivore legend. It's a pretzel.
Yeah, when we had Heather Keith, it was like all the random Asian game board players.
Yeah, and they were like banging down our block just to play fucking board games. And I'm like, these apartments are nice. I know you'll have a big ass.
They had plenty of room.
Y'all's kitchen island at that apartment complex was huge.
Yeah.
They said, no, let's play in this little room.
That was insane. Yeah. I went out of town a lot this summer. Let's see, when we're recording this. I went and I opened for Dylan Carlino in Nashville at Zanies. That was really fun. My first time at Zanies. I went up to my boyfriend's parents' house in New England, New Hampshire. That was fun. We were there for a while. I feel like
you were gone for like a month.
We went there for like 2 weeks, and then we came back for like a week and went straight to Nashville. And I think right after we filmed last, if she was here in June, I was also gone a week. My little sister got married in California.
That's right.
So I was there for a week, for her wedding. And then you had a birthday. I came back just in time for your birthday. Yeah. And we had my birthday.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's been a lot. We had Justine's birthday.
It doesn't feel like any of that's been like that long, but at the same time, like, damn.
Yeah.
This year's gone by both like the fastest year of my life and the slowest year of my life, I think.
Yeah, I kind of feel that. We talk about all the time, like, how much stuff we've done, like, just since Peter and I started dating. And I'm like, it feels like so much stuff for that time frame, and that it also feels like it was like just started.
Yeah.
I don't know. Which, yeah, I guess that's my other big update. I moved in with my man and Justine. So we were a package deal. So I get to live with my boyfriend and one of my best friends. That's fun.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah. We have a sick rooftop we like to drink on.
It's a sick little place.
Nice. Yeah. So that's been cool. That's been new. Living right downtown. That's fun. Yeah.
Said sweet goodbyes to Nexus East.
We did. R.I.P. I can say where the actual place is now because we don't live there anymore. No more 4 a.m.s at Nexus. No, probably more. For the benefit of everyone.
No more cocaine in the lobbies. What a sad day.
For other people, obviously, that was never us ever.
We just
watched. I just
cucked it.
I was like, no,
don't do that. Oh, you're going to hell.
Yeah. No, that I have not returned. I've been invited back there, and I've said I think I'm okay.
Yeah, I think I have to do literally anything else.
Yeah, I think I'm good on that.
I haven't moved in with anybody. Well, technically, no, I've lived in that place, but
you have a husband, kind of.
Yeah, I have a male roommate.
Yeah. He's an angel.
He's an angel.
Not her husband. Not romantic.
Not romantic, but I'll get him one day. But
platonic love is romantic.
We do tell people at bars that he is, and it makes it better because men do not approach me if he's.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
He's a big old boy. Yeah. No one's gonna fuck with me.
I would not fuck with him.
Other than that, still no boyfriend. Not even close, or the thought of it. What's even crazy? I think I'm cursed. I think I'm legitimately. I think that it's so. I think I literally have a curse put upon me by a bog witch that I think was jealous of me.
A bog witch specifically.
Something's happened because those Etsy witches, the devil works hard, but the Etsy witches work harder. And I genuinely was like, oh, somebody from afar was like, wow, Quinn's funny. She's a fat ass and she's cool to hang around. I'm going to have an Etsy witch make sure she never falls in love because it's crazy the things that happen to me. Because it's like, I'm not going to sit here and have like a beautiful speech about how I just have the highest standards and I'm not settling. Because while I do feel that way, here's the bare minimum. Here's like just the niche amount of how cursed I think I am love life wise. And it's that there is this like guy that used to like reply to my Instagram stuff that he lives in a different state. And like I always thought he was hot, and then I started messaging him more because he's hot, and I was like, I have a show coming up in the state he lives in.
Yeah.
And I like told him about it, and then we were like messaging a little about that. And then I went to go show Jackson, like my roommate, a picture of the guy because I was like, I don't know if I'll see him when I'm there, but this is what he looks like. He deleted his Instagram or he blocked me. He was
Did you have somebody else go look?
I made Jackson look immediately.
And could he find it?
No, so I guess he deleted it. But I was like,
was that the only way you guys communicated?
Yeah.
Oh.
He started as like a reply guy, a love story.
A love story.
But I was just like, and that's just so bare minimum that I was like, oh.
Not the guy from my DMs.
It's genuinely like, I think I'm cursed. That's a curse.
Maybe he died.
No, what? He wouldn't deactivate his Instagram.
His family might.
No. I don't think so. My I'm like, the way I've been growing my Instagram,
sure.
I have 15.6 thousand followers. If my family deactivates my Instagram before the obituary comes out, I'm haunting them.
Yeah.
Let it grow.
Because they're let it grow in your absence.
Let it grow.
Yeah. Hey, if we can't get on Netflix.
Post-mortem Instagram boost.
I kind of have this deep fear that I won't ever get on Netflix for comedy, and I'll end up on. I always say I want to be on Netflix.
There's nothing wrong with Hulu.
But the other day, somebody was like, "Wouldn't it be funny if you weren't being specific all this time? You said you want to be on Netflix, and you ended up like being because it was like
on the
yeah. I was like, well, that's fucked up.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think that's a legitimate curse.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, here's this guy in another state that I'd be like, no. Immediately, officially ended things forever and ever with my situationship of 2 years.
Yeah, that was big.
That was big.
That was good. What do you you've been on some dates though in this time frame? Yeah. Still, are you officially off of the apps again?
Yes.
Okay. What is what's you don't have to go into the whole day, but like what's a good thing from like a good date you went on? What's like one of the best dates you went on lately?
I want like a friend technically. Like we've always been friends.
Yeah.
And then he moved, but it was just nice because it was like a good chemistry of just like easy to talk to, like no weird small talk and a lot of like it was just silly. Like we just laughed a lot and that was nice. I didn't feel like any pressure.
Nice dinner.
Yeah, and there was like no pressure. He planned everything.
Yeah.
That was nice. That was nice to know that exists. And he's like an impressive human being. Like he's a nice person. He's a good person.
Play. Good date.
So that was good. And I went on another like this is before I deleted the apps. I went on a Hinge date with a guy that's super nice too. I don't think there was like anything there.
Yeah.
But it was very fun to hang out with him. He was very easy to hang out with. He's very good, like he does well in his career. He has a lot of friends.
Yeah.
It's like really hard. It was like, really hard to plan like another date because he was always out of town for a wedding.
Okay.
I think that's a green flag.
I think it's nice when you have like men have other friends that are settling down.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like when a man's friends are like mostly in relationships or married.
I have started doing this thing because I think it's fair. That I do disclose that I tend to be avoidant.
Okay. How's that been going?
They always like to say that they are too.
Well, yeah. I feel like I wouldn't generalize, but I feel like a lot of men are avoidant, especially here in Austin. But I don't know. I'm curious about.
But are they as good as me?
Yeah. Also, I'm curious about how are you bringing that up? Like on the date, before the date?
Well, it's an interesting thing, in a way, because when I was addicted to stimulants, for lack of a better word, I was very anxiously attached. Like, the whole like that Chucky doll ordeal.
Yeah.
Where I just like was, and I think, well, I talked to my therapist. I think I was still avoidant. I'm sure, I don't know if other people relate to this. I think I was still in a sense avoidant at that time, but I knew he didn't like me the way I liked him, or like I knew he was avoidant. So it was like a safe thing for me to be like super into him because there was no risk.
Yeah.
There was no risk factor. And there was a few, maybe two guys that were kind of like that, where I was like super infatuated with them because I knew they didn't like me like that.
Yeah.
But then I didn't feel crazy. It's like, no, I like somebody. He just doesn't like it. But had they returned it and been like, no, let's date. Like, I like you. I think I would have been like, Because anytime a guy does that, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's also really hard for me to be interested in dating at all.
Yeah. We got a lot going on.
Oh, but how I usually say it is we'll be talking. And sometimes like on first dates, guys will like both of the times I've disclosed it, they've kind of mentioned how they hate texting.
Mm-hmm.
They aren't texters. They're like, I work from home. I'm looking at a screen all the time. Like I hate to text. Like we're adults. Like I want to like meet in person, talk on the phone. If we're talking, figure out the plan to see each other if we're into each other. We're not in middle school.
Right.
And I think as I'm getting older, that is going to be more common. And I do kind of get the ick when a guy's like texting me too much. Because it's like, get a job. And, or like, why do you have all this time to text me this?
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that. And then I'm usually like, oh, I kind of do tend to enjoy that as well. I know I can kind of be avoidant. So when someone's texting me too much, it tends to give me the ick.
That's fair. Yeah. No, and that they've been receptive to that, or you feel like they're kind of just like they don't really comprehend the whole meaning of it. I feel like I don't know if men are as into attachment shit.
See, I don't know. It's like seems to be a mixed bag. The last guy that I went on 2 dates with him, and I enjoyed both dates. It was fun. And then we were gonna make plans again. I haven't heard from him. He hasn't heard from me. We talked about it, and he was like, "Oh no, I think I'm for sure avoidant too, but I'm also just so busy."
Yeah.
But then my therapist says that she doesn't necessarily think avoidant is real.
Interesting. That's weird.
She thinks that that is a real like attachment style, but she thinks that people have started mislabeling it to excuse.
I can see that.
A lack of accountability.
Yeah. I think that's also, I actually really like that you opened the attachment conversation because that's, I've been doing some work with that stuff again too. Because it's like, this is definitely a relationship that doesn't give me anxiety, which is new. And it's one of those things though, where to your point, I had a conversation with therapists before about like, are some people anxiously attached or do they just have an anxiety inducing partner?
Yeah.
And something I'm learning through this is there's definitely so much less of that. It's like that underlying, like, I mean, in past relationships, like I had like I woke up every day, like they're going to leave me today. I have to like monitor every reaction they have. And there's still some like things of that I feel like residually stay in my head, but I don't have that like crippling fear. There's not this like, do they really mean what they're saying thing in the relationship I'm in now? But I definitely have had some of those like anxious tendencies pop up, which if I could afford to go back to therapy, I think a great question would be like how much of that is that I am like deeply anxiously attached, because I am an anxious person, I know that, but and how much of it is like my CPTSD or past trauma, things like that. Like it's like I had a conversation with Justine the other day about that, where it's like I think the progress now in it is that I'm doing better at being able to like notice that those things are still happening, which I think is huge. And something I learned in therapy is like, if you are anxious or you do have that trauma, there's probably not going to be like this beautiful healed period where all of a sudden you just like never have those triggers. It's being able to like shut them down and assess that that's just what's happening. So it's like I was talking to her and she was saying, it was actually really funny because we were talking about this and I was like, yeah, sometimes if like Peter's having a bad day or something like that, about like something that has nothing to do with me, like work or something, I still like feel like I'm like, if I can assess the mood, it's like my brain wants to be like, what did I do? What is he upset with me? Like, and then like do all this shit to like try to like put them in a better mood because it feels like that's my responsibility. And I'm able to like better stop and just be like,
a domesticated woman.
For real. Yes, that's why we're using the spatulas. I cook now. That's new. But like to be able to like stop myself and be like, okay, this has nothing to do with me. Everybody just has a bad fucking day.
Yeah.
And it's, but it used to be my situation where like my ex made their bad days about me. Like they took it out on me. And like Justine and I were talking about that. And she was like, sometimes she's like, when Peter's having a bad day, she's like, I'm worried he's mad at me. Like, and she thinks because she has that same trauma. And she's like, I'm not even in the relationship. And she's like, I want to be like, oh, like I need to walk on eggshells. And then she was like, no, he's not going to blow up at us. Like that's not, he's just having his own work crisis. Like, you know what I mean? And I actually started I found on TikTok, shout out, I wish I could remember the user, but she had like this series of journaling prompts about like anxious attachments. And a lot of it was more like reflecting on your past relationships and how you want to go into dating less anxiously. And I was kind of like, okay, this doesn't really apply. And so then I just took those prompts and put them into GPT. And I was like, here's my current situation. I'm in this relationship. It's healthy. Like, how can I still use these prompts though to help when my anxiety comes up? And it like shaped them for me. So that's been helpful because I definitely do still have times where those like triggers pop in and I want to be really insecure. Usually after about 6 Jameson shots, but maybe I should just bring my journal to the bar. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
But ideally, working through that I think is helpful. And it's like I do think it's good that for you to talk about that. And I mean, not to be cheesy, but brave to bring that up early on in the date. I do think that helped me a lot too. Like going into this, like letting him know, like, hey, I am like more of an anxious person and whatnot. So that's cool. I'm glad you've been doing work on that.
But in a sense, isn't like sometimes I think about it is like being avoidant is still anxious.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because they're two sides of the same coin, right? Like if you're anxious, you're worried that your like person is going to leave you and like whatnot, right? Like it's like you're afraid to be alone, blah, blah, blah. And so people tend to think they're so opposite because avoidance like want to be alone. But really you get avoidant because you're trying to avoid being hurt by that person leaving you.
Yeah.
Like they're really just like, it's just like you stop a little sooner pretty much. Like, but both of those attachments develop out of a fear of like being hurt.
Right.
You know?
Do you think anyone ever like just like see sometimes like with secure attachment style people, I'm always like sounds mean, but I'm like you have to be kind of slow.
Secure attachment style is just slow. That's funny. Have you read the book Attached
No.
about it? I highly recommend.
I've seen prompts about it on Instagram.
Yeah, the book itself is like the main like attachment theory Bible about it. It's like where all this came from, and it actually does a really good job talking about that. And there's like different versions. Like you can be like secure leaning attached, like like secure leaning, avoidant. Like Peter classifies himself as avoidant, but I would say he's a little more secure with just avoidant tendencies, depending, and that has to do with like a lot of times which one you are is like brought out, if I'm remembering correctly, by like the type of partner you have. So like if someone is secure and they have like they lean avoidant and they date a super anxious person, it's going to push them to be more avoidant because like those two, I mean, as you've experienced in some dynamics, and I've experienced the opposite way, that's like fire and fucking water or whatever, like it's not, if you are super avoidant and a super anxious person, it really triggers the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
So I think that's interesting. I don't know. I wonder, I am always curious to that point though, like how often secure people move in and out of that. Like it's like, because you can become secure.
Yeah.
That's like kind of the whole premise of the book, right? Is like you can go to move from one of those spectrums to the middle. So I'm like, I don't see why it's unreasonable to think they can't get out of it.
Very like I could see myself very easily becoming a secure person if the situation was correct. I think my biggest fear in dating is like I'm not even as much afraid of narcissists or I don't know. I think I'm the most afraid of somebody that just doesn't want to be alone. Because I've only been in one relationship in Austin, and I was with them for like 6 months, and we went like we were on Tinder before it was banned, and looking back, I don't think he ever like liked me.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever genuinely, there was anything about me that he genuinely liked.
Yeah. Like the idea of you more so?
No, I think it was just like one of those things where it was like, I'd always come out of like long-term relationships. So I did at that time, like want to be around who I was dating all the time. Like I wasn't an independent person in Austin. I, was very overwhelmed in Austin. So the idea of dating somebody that wanted me, like, or like, in a sense, it was like, had a codependence on me.
Yeah.
Was like strangely comforting, but it was someone who I think if we hadn't met on Tinder, if he had just happened to be in a big room and I was in that room, I don't think he would ever pick me in the crowd. Like, I don't think there was anything about me ever particularly genuinely liked. So I think that my now going into dating, I have this big fear of like, especially when you meet someone in apps, I have like this big fear of like, I think apps make it the hardest where it's just like, oh, we just like met in such a mechanical way that there's like genuinely nothing about, and I think about how my parents met and all this stuff about how like happened chance you met somebody because it was meant to be, or someone saw you across the room and were like, wow, like that has value. There's no value in, and there's people that it does work out for. The mayor of New York met his wife on Hinge. That
Right. Yeah.
I think that works out. It's not a love story, but I just think broadly it's just like, if I'm gonna be like single like this, how I am, I might as well like wait for something that is organic and happen chance, like instead of, or happenstance, however the fuck. Because Justine always tells me that like dating apps lead you to meet people you were never supposed to meet.
I think that makes sense. The cat has arrived.
And I 1000% subscribe to that.
Yeah. I think like I agree. I think it's like I think the situational like meet cute or like happenstance is nice, and I think the alternative to that is like what you were talking about before about your date, right? I love a friends to lovers pipeline. Like even if that doesn't become something, it's like I think love that's another way. It's like like I was friends with Peter. We weren't like close friends, but kind of similar. It's like same circle. It's like it definitely has that comfortability. And I think I just prefer that. It's like I prefer to have either like known somebody. I think it's so hard with an app to just like show up to this blank slate person, to your point, that you would have never probably interacted with otherwise.
Well, sometimes I also have an inverse feeling when I'm on the dating apps where I'm like scrolling through and it's just like, I don't know why I open up Hinge when I'm in the worst mood imaginable.
Yeah, I feel like
I like open it and some guy will reply to my phone and be like, really pretty eyes. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Yeah.
And I like scroll through and I like X on people that like, I can assure you, if a guy that looked like that came up to me at a bar and was like, oh, you like your outfit, or can I buy you a drink, or like said something to me at a bar, I would 1000% entertain him. Like, if I saw him in person, it's somebody that I would be like, yeah, but because I'm seeing just like these pictures on the app and they're not even like ugly, I'm just immediately mad.
Yeah.
I open up Hinge and immediately I'm in a bad mood. And I'm like, these guys like saying like really nice things like when they like you, and I'm like, shut up. I hate you.
Well, that's one of the other hard parts about it, right? Is like, even if it's like, oh, there's people on the app. Sometimes I think like you might be like, they're okay, or they're like moderately attractive, or when you're sitting there trying to decide, like, do I think this person is cute or not? That the deciding factor of that would be like the energy they have when you meet them. Like, not even like necessarily someone's behavior, but I think there's so much about like the way someone even like carries themselves, or like their tonality, like
with the apps. And like, just to like clarify, I could not be less shallow about looks. Let's get that out of the way. I could not be less shallow about the way a man looks.
That's kind of my point, though, I guess. Is like, it's like we've all been with some fugly motherfuckers, but I'm like, I normally
love a funky looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
I love when you look at a man, you're like, funky. Ooh,
I just have never like, I mean, I'm superficial on the apps. I would say that when I was on them. Like, that's what I mean. It's like, that's the point. Is like, I've met so many trolls in real life that I have let into my home and other parts of me. And I've entertained. I've given the house tour. Yeah. They like, but it's like you meet them out in person. There's like another thing. That's not even trying to be like all high and mighty and being like, oh, it's like their personality. It's just, it's really not, it sounds woo, but it's an energy thing to me. Like, it's like even the way someone who walks, I used to love a man on his tiptoes.
I saw this like article in Vogue. I saw this article in like Vogue where it's like men aren't approaching women at bars anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
and
to some degree, can't blame them.
And the ones that do approach every girl at the bar.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I talked to like, well,